Saturday, October 25th, and you are watching You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Bayo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, and I am joined, as always, by the man, the myth, the legend, Bayo Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Omari, how was your sports week?
Exciting and news-filled. It's been fun. Let's go.
Let's get into it because we cover three topics here on You Don't Watch Sports. Just to sprinkle a little bit of sports information into that casual conversation, as we are your guiding light through the sea that is sports talk. Topic number one, we have the MLB postseason still going on, Omari, and we have gone into the World Series since the last time we talked. Seattle was going into Toronto up 3-2. All they needed to win was one more game, and they were unable to pull it off, Omari. The Toronto Blue Jays stormed through the Seattle Mariners in the last two games of their season and move on to the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Game one happened last night, and we are going to break it down for you. The unhittable Blake Snell was finally gotten to by the Toronto Blue Jays, hanging an unbelievable 5 earned runs in 5 innings of performance. And from there, it was all downhill.
Yeah, an ERA of 5 is not what you want.
The Dodgers are going to require, as powerful and potent as their offense is, the Dodgers are going to require their starters to give much stronger performances than this. Because if there is one weakness that you can point at, it is their bullpen. It is those middle 6, 7, 8 innings when a starter may not be available and their lights out closer right now, Roki Sasaki, you don't want to bring him in until deeper into the game. So this is a tough one for the Dodgers. The Toronto Blue Jays end up winning 11-4. You have home runs by Barger, Kirk, and Varsho. Shohei Ohtani manages to sneak a two-run homer in the 11th, but at that point we were already 11-2. So you could almost call that garbage time innings. So after game one, we have Toronto winning 1-0. Although, Omari, they say that especially in a 7-game series, the series isn't a series until the home team loses. So
I've heard that in other sports as well.
We really can't address this until game 3 when we get back into Los Angeles. But for now, while we're in Toronto, everything is coming up Blue Jays.
Yeah. So most people, if you watch the show or if you know me, probably know where my allegiances lie. In baseball, Cardinals guy. But when the Cardinals inevitably don't make it through, I just kind of usually root NFC or NL in this case, and I got the Dodgers in this case, don't let the Nihongo fool you. The main reason that I'm rooting for the Dodgers, USA, baby. However, after seeing the way the Mariners went out, and after that whooping that was game one, looking like it's Canada's time. Looks
we'll
like
see.
The Blue Jays are doing it. 11-4 is pretty.
I mean, it's only one game. It is only one game, and I suppose if you're a Dodgers fan right now, and you need me to tell you something to make you feel better, I will say that other than Blake Snell, they weren't able to get any of the people that you care about in your bullpen. It seems like once Snell gave up 5, Dave Roberts, your manager, put in some guys from the bullpen that were likely to continue to give up runs, unfortunately. But that means that you keep
the other people sharp.
You keep the other people potentially sharp and hidden. Because that's another thing. That's another fear you have in a 7-game series with your bullpen guys is you use them too much, and the other team sees them too much.
Used to what they like to do,
right?
What their game plan
what
is.
Their pitches look like, what their pitches feel like, what their game plan is. So you want to limit your use of your important pieces as much as possible. And despite the law, nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose. But despite the loss, I think Dave Roberts was able to do it in the best way possible. I also want to highlight member of the Los Angeles Dodgers team, Enrique Hernandez, aka Kike Hernandez, who has now tied the record for Los Angeles Dodgers postseason game appearances at 86, I believe. This evening in Game Two, likely to break that record for a very historic franchise to be the player of that franchise who has appeared in the most postseason games.
Yeah,
Is
that's crazy.
is a pretty cool stat.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
so yeah, shout out to
uh,
him.
I hit. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to run through. I know we got a game tonight.
All
So
right.
all of our World Series games are going to take place probably before we meet up again. We have a game tonight in Toronto, and then we are going to go into Los Angeles Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then we travel, if necessary, to Friday back to Toronto, and then Game 7, if needed, will be Saturday night next week when we talk. So we'll see if the series is still going, or if we have a winner to talk about next week.
Hmm. Toronto versus LA. Kendrick versus Drake. Yeah, I was just
You know whose birthday it was yesterday?
no. Was it one of those two? I would assume
It was Drake's.
it was Drake's. Ah, that's why Toronto won. You know what? Everything's gonna be fine. But no, I want to still believe in the Dodgers and the USA, American pastime, all that stuff. Even though the Japanese people are the best people on the team, so is it really America's pastime anymore? More like
You got
past
Mookie
with a
Betts.
T. No, more like past
Mookie,
with a T in there. Past time. It's past time that America was good this game. But that's beyond staying. Anyway, I want to believe in the Dodgers and I'll stay optimistic. It's just outside of the Cardinals, I usually root for bad teams, or the teams I root for end up being bad. And so I'm a lot more susceptible to just being like, up, pack it up. It's the same old movie I've seen. I've seen enough. So that was my reaction initially to the 11-4. Well, congratulations, Blue Jays. But this is Shohei Ohtani. You know, he's not like that other team. You know what I mean? LA's not like Toronto. We got this.
and Toronto still has to win three more games. Like they've only won one game. They still have to win three more before the Dodgers win four.
They did,
So
but
it's
they
not
didn't win like 4-5 or 2-3. They won 11-4.
true, true. But if this evening the Dodgers hit two home runs in the first inning, all of that momentum is gone, kind of thing. So
It can
it,
go any way.
yep.
Fair
Let's move on
enough.
to topic number two, Omari. Check in with your NFL standings. What are your pick'ems? What are your
NFL
pick'ems looking like?
standing. Looking well. I went 10-4 last week. I said it during the thing, one of those four losses that I picked. I was like, you know what, Dolphins, I gotta. It's the Browns. Clearly, of course, certainly, you'll get a win against them. They did not,
I
unfortunately.
think you declared this
Uh,
is the last time. You were
yeah.
like, this is the last time I'm picking you on name recognition on a team that you should beat. You've disappointed me too many times.
Yep, and they disappointed me further as the Browns beat the Dolphins last week. Panthers picked up a win. A lot of teams picked up wins. There were some surprises left and right, but for the most part, I went 10-4 on that. So I'm 67, 40-1 on the season. Not bad for a guy who's a casual sports fan. And I'm gonna but some other things that happened, like I mentioned, Tua Tagovailoa got benched mid that game against the Browns. He's just not playing well. Someone else not playing well. Justin Fields got benched on the Jets going up against the Panthers, who barely squeaked out a win 13-9, but they still managed to beat them. The Jets now 0-7 on the season. When you're a Jet, all the way. Um, Also Thursday night football, Carson Wentz gets out there and he gets injured early in the game and they keep him playing. You can literally see him on the sidelines. just in pain and agonizing as his team lost to the Chargers 37-10. They never
Mm,
took him out. He just kept getting sacked and hurt further. People
fuck.
just bringing up a big stint about that, some old school football mentality up there. Um, al- Also, almost forgot. One of the other games I picked wrong. Oh no, I picked one of the games I picked right, but it looked like I was going to pick around Broncos versus the Giants. The Giants dominating that game through 3 quarters, doing well until the fourth quarter happened, and the Broncos scored 34 points in the fourth quarter to come back and win that game. Like that, the Giants are lucky that this isn't a postseason Super Bowl, so people will still talk about 28-3 and only coming back, 25 points to win a game over this. But if the stage was bigger, giving up 34 points in 1 quarter. I know I'm pointing like I've got a fucking meteorology thing behind me, but I'm just I talk with my hands. Leave me alone. Bottom line is that's crazy. um, but yeah. Anyway, I'll go ahead and knock out the picks and stuff for this week. Hey, you mentioned it. I said no. I don't care what team you're going against. You got to show me something, Dolphins. And they didn't show me anything against the Browns. So even though the Falcons lost to the Panthers 0-30 earlier this season, I got them over the Dolphins.
All right.
I got the Bears over the Ravens unless Lamar comes back. I think Lamar's still injured. So I got the Bears over the Ravens. Bear down. Bengals over the Jets. Hashtag all the way. Bills over the Panthers. The honeymoon ends for us. Bills over the Panthers. Niners over Texans. I'm getting tired of this stretch of games because I have to keep picking it just because it's the logical choice. Patriots over the Browns. Eagles, I think, get they run back over the Giants. Like, 'cause the Giants surprised them a couple weeks ago on Thursday night. I don't think the Eagles, I think that's the wake up call the Eagles needed to realize, can't play down to your competition. So I got the Eagles over the Giants. Your Bucks lost to the Lions, but they get a good bounce back chance this week against them Saints. The Colts over the Titans. Cowboys, I'm gonna say over the Broncos, though that should be a really close game. Could probably go either way. Cowboys have lost to the Panthers, but at the same time, it's hard to count them out when you got Dak. Like as bad as the Cowboys can be in the win and loss column, that boy Dak is actually pretty good.
hmm
Steelers Packers, I think that could also go either way. I'm gonna go with the Rodgers, discount, double check, and all that. Get his revenge game, unfortunately, against the Packers. And then we got Commanders versus Chiefs. The Chiefs have woke up last week. Who cares about mistake-free football when you got the speed demon Rashee Rice running up and down the field, showing back and playing like he was? The Chiefs are scary again, and I got them taking down the commies. And then next Thursday night, there's no reason for me to pick the Dolphins over the Ravens, so I'm not gonna. Ravens beat the Dolphins on Thursday.
All right. All right. All right, we're going to jump into the NBA because we've had a couple of amazing performances in this short season already and a scandal to boot.
Oh my goodness.
Let's break it down. How do you want to get into this, Omar? You want to do the performances first?
I'm gonna start with our boy Victor Wembanyama. We told you before the start of last season or the start of the season
We
before. We've
started.
been doing this for a
We
minute
told him
while.
before. We've been saying his name before his
We've
career
been
even started.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember if this is year 2 or year 3 for the man, but we've been on the Wembanyama train the whole time. King James, King who? The King on the bench with his sciatica. It's King Wemby now. He getting out here 40 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 steal in only 30 minutes of play to start the season. Then followed it up with a 30-point near triple double on the game afterwards, with his like 29 points. 11 rebounds, 9 blocks, something's crazy. When you almost have a triple double, and one of those doubles that you would have had was blocks, that is a dominating performance, even though his team in that second game didn't quite dominate as well as they did in the first, because they were going up against the New Orleans boys and the big boy Zion Williamson. I got a question for you, Bill. Is it finally the Zion time? He's in the best shape he's ever been in.
Best shape of his life.
Best
Best
shape
shape
of
of
his
his
life.
life.
Better
Skinnier,
than last season, where it
skinnier
was.
than he was in his last year of college, is what they
Oh,
say.
okay. I'm about to say he's
Lighter.
better than last year, where it was the best shape of his life. It's better than the year before that, where it's the best shape of his life. Um, I don't. I'm not. To answer on my thing first, I'm not quite sold on the it's Zion time yet because of the previous
Yeah.
Zion
Let's
time.
let's get to the All-Star break.
Yeah. But I'm hoping it's Zion time just because they tried to crown this man as the new LeBron before he got into the league, which too much pressure to be putting on these kids before they come in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the next biggest guy in the league. Ain't played a
Especially
minute of
especially
professional
these
play.
transplants. I think Zion is one of these, but I'm not positive. Where you're where somebody saw you and was just like, "Oh, you're a natural freak athlete. Here, let me teach you this game of basketball." And then like 3 years later, you're in the professional league. I don't know if he's on that level of recency, but I
Hmm.
know there's several of those dudes in the league who are basically actively learning the game of basketball while they're in the NBA because they're such freak athletes. Um, so yeah, maybe it's his year. But yeah, like I said, I mean, and 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 like with Wemby, 40 points, like that's great. 30 minutes of play. Are we going to be able to extend that? Like with Zion,
Yeah.
like are these bodies going to be able to last the season? That's what I'm hoping for right now.
That's what always scares me
I'm
about
excited
Wimby.
about individual games. I
Yeah.
don't want to start putting any crowns on anybody's head right now. That was an
Why not?
insane move. I didn't
Why not?
realize on
That
the
other
show
guy.
notes that that was on there until you were actively saying it.
Why not? King James put the crown on his head before he came into the league. Well, I'm waiting till at least year three. No, just that was more meant to be kind of tongue in cheek because of all the video thumbnails I've seen since game one of the season, where they're just like, the NBA is cooked. It's Wembanyama time. Season's over already after that game one. I don't need to see nothing else. Crown the Spurs, 6-time champions. So
Omari, speaking of best shape of his life, uh, um, turns out, I guess
got some magic.
maybe the food over in Dallas was a little processed, a little saturated
Quite possibly.
in its fats,
Yeah.
and somebody would get the moniker of being out of shape, being heavier, and supposedly traded because of this. Maybe if you go to a city that's known to be clean living, you got healthier food options because it's Los
Mhm.
Angeles. You come
Yeah.
in the best shape of your life. We've been saying this all episode. Uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Magic in the air, some Luca magic.
first full season as a Los Angeles Laker, Omari. So far 2 games, 92 points.
Yes, breaking like Jerry West's, I think, mark of the first two games of the season being in the 80s. Luka Doncic. People were scared when he joined this team last year, and now he is out here. He's like, who needs a king when you got Magic on your side? We got Luka Doncic out here in LA playing like crazy for the Los Angeles Lakers.
All right,
I'm
I'll be
loving it.
fascinated to see how you put LeBron into this one. We've got a huge gambling scandal up in Toronto, Omari.
You'd be surprised. But yes, we do have a huge gambling scandal in the NBA. People that have been named so far, Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, and I believe Damian Jones have all been named in this. And you would think in a league that's been accused of rigging things and being scripted, or in a field of entertainment that's been accused of rigging and things over the years, that this would be typically that. Oh, point shaving here. I'm gonna make a
I mean,
bad
yeah, that's
decision. I've
immediately
seen
where my brain went when I read the headlines.
I've seen the clips where someone had Terry Rozier playing badly last year, and they're like, "This explains why he played so badly. There's no way he couldn't have done played that bad in that game if it wasn't on purpose. He was point shaving." Turns out, not really for point shaving. Turns out there's some other completely different gambling they've been doing on the side with the mafia.
Fucking craziest shit ever.
Paying rich people to draw people in to rigged games, allegedly, to rigged
Yeah,
games at an X-rayed table where they
right.
had lenses to look through the cards.
And so it's like I was telling you off screen, like it's like a script for a movie. It's almost so unbelievable. The Italian mafia builds a super high tech poker room designed specifically for cheating at the game of poker, and then they contract famous basketball players to honeypot these rich nerdy millionaires and invite them to this poker game where they then lose a ton of money to the Italian mob.
Have you?
It's insane.
It's lower tech, but have you seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Yeah.
Yeah, the inciting event in the plot, the poker, like, oh, you're in the high roller poker game, cheating and da 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 da. Oh, now you owe us money. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's like that, but with real life,
Yeah.
apparently, and higher tech.
Like
Someone saw
It's
that
like
movie.
Molly's game
Yeah.
if it was
Instead of
designed to
Hollywood
cheat.
actors, it's fucking screwing over athletes.
Yeah, it's
It
crazy.
Yeah. Now you asked how I could bring LeBron into this. Apparently, Damian Jones
Do do
is
do
a
do
is
do
a
do do
friend
do
of
do 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 do
LeBron's,
do do
and
do.
people are like,
Do do
"Oh,
do do
come
do
on!"
do 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 do.
No, I'm being
Do do
honest.
do do
You
do
wanted
do
to know.
do 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 do
That's
do
the
do
tweets
do.
I've been
Do do
seeing. This
do
is
do do
casual. We
do
see the
do
tweets.
do
We see
do.
the
Do
Shannon
do do
Sharp
do do do
complaining,
do do
like, "Damn
do
it!
do
Now
do do
LeBron's
do
reputation
do.
is gonna be
Do
ruined
do
because his
do do
buddy
do
got wrapped
do
up in
do do
this."
do.
And yeah, people are
Do
like,
do do do
"Oh yeah,
do do do
defraud
do do
LeBron
do do do
James.
do
He's
do
been rigging
do.
his stats
Do
in the
do
game
do do
around him the
do do
whole
do do
time."
do do.
Dooba
Do
dooba
do
doo.
do do
So
do
that's why
do
I'm like,
do do
you'd be
do 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 do
surprised
do
about if I
do.
could bring LeBron into this conversation. This is the media, homie. They can always bring LeBron into the conversation.
I'm editing that out of the show. I'm editing that out of the show. Or no, I'm just dropping your audio off and I'm putting in like a do 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 do. Cut that from what I just did there and put it over that noise. I'm not participating in that nonsense. We will not be that kind of sports show.
To remind the folks at
Hilarious
home,
all the same.
I am a LeBron fan, despite all my tongue-in-cheek slander for the man this segment. I am a LeBron James fan, but yeah, no, the league has had a crazy start, and we're just getting started. It's only half the length of a baseball season, but more than three times the length of a football season. NBA got some games to play.
I mean, it's less games, but is it not the longest season of all the sports?
I don't know, too casual.
Yeah, it's half the games, but I think it's still the because they're finishing that shit up in May. So
Yeah,
it's
like
either the
April. Yeah, like
similar
late
to
April,
MLB or
October to April. That's about 6 months. Like late October to late April. That's about 6 months. Baseball, what, March to October? No, October's
I
postseason.
mean it's April. It's April
So,
to September,
so that's
October.
about five,
April
six
to
months.
October, we can say.
So it's about the same amount of months, but half the games.
All right, NBA. Yeah, we'll be hitting it all the time here on Saturdays, just like we cover three topics to sprinkle a little bit of sports information in that casual conversation is where you're guiding like to see that is sports talk. If you want to find us on other things, we have a media show on Tuesdays. Sometimes it drops
Computers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we may or may not be having a spooky time right now over there. If not, maybe we'll just save it for next year. And we cover so much. It's been like 4 years on that show. There's all if you think of a movie, we might have covered it over there. Go check it out. Plus lots of stuff you can find on
And
the
if we
Feo
haven't, you
Grande.
can suggest them.
Absolutely, suggest them down in the comments. Omar, where else can they find you in the internet?
Oh, you can also find me on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in. Stop on by. Streaming Earth Day 240. You know what that means. Yeah. And Bill, you got nothing else to say. You've already covered up the screen and signed off. So I will say the last thing here. Adios.